This is a really exciting chapter breakdown. One of the more exciting ones that I've done in a long time, because I think there are so many things here we can talk about that we didn't get into when we initially talked about the chapter, because Oda is leaving a bunch of breadcrumbs, and I think talking to various people and getting different opinions, it's opened my mind to so many different things. I think that's the great thing about waiting and giving the chapter a moment to breathe. And this is one of the chapters in which it was jam-packed, but it felt like, okay, we could exhale now, right? Oda had been giving us the rooftop, a roof piece for a long time, and that had been breathtaking. And so now we're back. It's not as, hype per se, but it's just as important. And now we can finally take a breath. But while you're taking that breath, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Drop a like as well, because we have some serious undertaking. Again, Oda's setting things up, and I think we just have to notice them. Also, this is one of the funniest chapters of Wano, no cap. But without further ado, let's talk about the chapter. I mentioned the cover art request in the initial discussion, but I got to talk about it again here. It is beautiful, right? Kid creating a bird out of metal. It shows his creative side, right? But the fact that it's a bird as well shows a more sensitive side. He has on an apron, and then there are birds nesting in his hair. It's a side of Kid that we've been waiting to see. Of course, this is just a cover art request. That's why the contrast is so beautiful in my opinion. And then if you want to go a bit deeper, people are saying that 99% on his apron could indicate that he's the man that Hawkins was talking about. I would love that, because it brings more significance to Kid, and then it props him up even more, and then we could probably try to squint and make the comparison between Kid and Luffy. And Kid is a very popular character, a lot more popular than I thought, especially based off of us not knowing that much about him, right? Like, we know nothing about his childhood for the most part. Well, we know some, but we know next to nothing. And so him being as popular as he is, it's astonishing. And I think a lot of people feel the way that I feel, that Kid could have more significance as the art goes on and can be maybe somewhat of a rival to Luffy, which I think has sailed, but we'll see. However, let's actually get to the chapter. It's just that this is one of my favorite cover art requests. It's really beautiful. Okay, Kiku and Izo. Just dialogue between siblings. Oda got sentimental, but not too sentimental here. Right off the bat, he got it out the way, where Kiku talks about the itch that's her arm that is actually missing. I would have liked if Oda had went a bit deeper with Izo and Kiku, but had given us some great character moments if we had gotten more of a question from Kiku asking Izo, where has he been? I got some rebuttal to that point. That's why I brought it up again. People are saying, well, how would Izo even get to Wano? Izo would need a team. Izo would need a crew. Izo knows how to get to Wano. Izo, when he needed to get to Wano, he got there. And they were saying, did Izo even know what was going on in Wano? The Whitebeard pirates had an idea of how bad it was in Wano. They just didn't know how bad. I think Izo, being from Wano, having family in Wano, would care enough to go back. That's why I even questioned that. But I think that moment is coming, right? I had also mentioned Kawamatsu's question. It's a bit out of place. It's not the right time. It's the correct sentiment. Planning ahead, trying to figure out what's going to happen once the borders are open, just not the right time, because they're still heavily outnumbered and they have a lot of people they have to take care of. So Izo being more of a veteran, I think, than Kawamatsu, because Izo, I think, has been in more battles than Kawamatsu at this point. So showing some maturity there. I like that. Kinemon again reiterating the things he said at the beginning of the war. What I want to focus on here is Kiku basically asking to be the one to take out Kanjuro. Now, at first glance, I can't think of any true significance to Kiku being the one to take out Kanjuro. I mean, it always felt odd. That's why I didn't think Kanjuro was dead, because I'm like, Kiku taking out Kanjuro, there doesn't seem to be any connection. Now that Kiku failed, I think Oda's kind of built that connection. She failed last time, and so she's trying to redeem herself now. I think it's just that simple. Nekomamushi's headed to fight Perospero. He was told by Sicilian that, hey, Pedro died in Whole Cake Island. And then he was told the person that is responsible is actually in Wano, so that's where he's headed. Something that I got a question is just how significant will that conversation be, and will it lead to more dialogue? Granted, Nekomushi's always been a man of action, or a mink of action, but in this situation, it's a bit of nuance, where you could hold Perospero responsible, but ultimately Pedro took his own life. Honestly, I think we may get some dialogue. I know we're expecting a full-on brawl, but we may get some dialogue leading to some character moments for not only Perospero, but also Nekomamushi. Because I think as a character, when you picture Nekomamushi, all you see is Garfield, right? A rumbling, bumbling kitty cat that's full of life, exuberant, but when you delve deeper into the character, it leaves more to be desired. So I think that could happen here. I mean, I think Pedro's death is affecting Nekomamushi more than he's letting on, but that remains to be seen. Also, quickly with Kiku and Kinemon, because she's going with him, something that's been expressed in an SBS or a River card or something, saying that Kiku feels deeply for Kinemon beyond just mentor or just friendship, which is interesting, but we know Kiku really cares for Kinemon. So I think the fact that they're going together and they're probably going to encounter Kanjuro because Kanjuro is going to stumble upon Momonosuke, and so it's all going to happen at the same time. And shout out to Barriette, one of the best snitches in One Piece. When something happens, you know Barriette, he's gonna let you know what's going down. For Yamato and Momonosuke, like I mentioned, Kinemon and Okiku, they're headed towards that area because Yamato is leaving. Yamato feels like she has to be somewhere else, and like they mentioned, there's an itch that she needs to scratch. She has the itch to fight. And of course, there's more we have to figure out in regards to her combative prowess. Is she actually a Zoan? People are speculating that Yamato could be a Zoan or someone that's inherited her father's powers while not actually eating a fruit. That would be unprecedented. There's no indication that that is even possible. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Yamato probably more than likely has eaten a devil fruit, right? We saw Momonosuke's prowess in regards to discerning how injured Luffy is and how much strength he still has, but not also how much strength, but how he's feeling. I really can't wait to see what he does going forward. And I'm really enjoying how Oda is filling out this young character who is showing so much promise in this current arc. Quickly with Yamato, something that we have to point out is that Yamato, after hearing about Kaido and Luffy, finding out that they're the only two people currently on the rooftop. Yamato says, a one-on-one, I have to hurry. Remember, Kaido is somebody that's known 1v1 to bet on him. I wonder how many times Yamato, as Kaido's son, has seen Kaido 1v1 either kick it up another notch or be on a completely different level. Whereas Oda writing it in the situation of, okay, because Kaido is fighting with Big Mom, he couldn't show as much as he would like, or it's just that simple that Yamato has never seen her father lose a 1v1. So that's something interesting that Oda threw in there. The Journal of Odin is very significant, could lead to some great character moments for Momonosuke. He's going to learn more about his father. I don't think we can find out anything too significant yet, but I think whatever Momo knows, we'll find out by the end of the arc. Sanji carrying Zoro, one of the more funnier parts of the chapter. We find out Sanji's decision was to go to Momonosuke, but of course Zoro-in-law falls out of the air, and of course Sanji has to do what a man has to do, even though he prefers to catch women. Law, how elegantly he landed in Sanji's arms felt a bit too perfect for me, but that is Law. That's how he's been throughout the story. Just a very elegant, dapper man. Sanji wrapping Zoro up in a cross splint is perfect, and the banter back and forth is something that I wait for moments like this, because again, these two people, they really care for each other, and it's sad sometimes that the fan base, they spend all this time fighting against each other as opposed to talking about important dialogue and character moments that they could have if they interacted more with each other on this level. I don't have to mention the fact that they both believe in Luffy. That's something that's, you know, set in stone, especially after Whole Cake Island with Sanji. We know what Zoro brings to the table, but what's gonna happen here? Zoro's telling Sanji to go where Marco, Queen, and King is. So it's probably gonna be a tag team match with Marco and Sanji fighting King and Queen. Again, my dream, what would make me absolutely happy is if we see the anti-manner kick course versus Queen. That would make me lose my shit, because God damn it, that's a beautiful attack. The end of the chapter, there's some very significant things that I've seen. People have mentioned, people have talked about, and of course the major things are Ulti slapping Tama, Nami using lightning, and of course it's been telegraphed, or rather foreshadowed, that Zeus is going to come and aid Nami. Very funny moments, Nami going back and forth between asking Big Mom for help and asking Ulti for help. I think it was very obvious that Ulti was going to attack Big Mom. She really cares about Page One. That's her younger brother, so makes sense. But something here that people have been highlighting is the fact that Oda is basically comparing Big Mom and Nami, right? I forgot where I saw this. I apologize. I wish I could remember who said this. But they talked about Nami and Big Mom and how this is a battle between who is the better mother figure. Right now, Zeus is about to show up. And from what we've seen, Big Mom as a mother falls short time and time again. And from what we've seen, Nami as a mother figure shines in moments like this. Even in this moment, Nami was the one who reacted immediately to Ulti as opposed to Big Mom. So is Oda building up this rivalry as a mother or motherly figure between Nami and Big Mom, and ultimately Zeus is going to choose Nami because obviously Nami cares more about Zeus, even if it's a means to an end for Zeus to help her and to amplify her attacks to defeat Ulti. It's a very interesting theme that Oda's playing with, and again, whomever said this, shout out to you. that brought this to my attention because I think that's amazing. It's beautiful. And we also understand Nami's backstory and how orphan children, especially little girls, would resonate a bit more with Nami because she is Tama. She was Tama and she was saved by Bellemere. I wonder the impact this will have on Big Mom. Once she sees Nami and the extent she's willing to go for a child, because she even says she can't look away from someone raising their hand to a kid. And Big Mom, she essentially has the same beliefs. Could she turn the other cheek just for this moment? Or she may be forced to because Law is heading that way and we know Kid is not far behind. Well, Kid is already there, but more than likely it's going to be a tag team versus Big Mom, and then Luffy and Yamato is going to fight Kaido. Very beautiful chapter, hilarious chapter, interesting things that Oda is setting up. When you look a bit deeper, or if you try, you understand just how significant a chapter like this is and how Oda continues to prove that he is a genius. Mothering mode, no issue, much ado about nothing so far. At least. I have my fingers crossed that Amnesia does not show up or come back, but you never know. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about this chapter? What do you think about the Big Mom and Nami thematic duel going on? Zoro and Sanji, that thematic duel going on. Perospero and Responsibility, that thematic duel going on. It was a lot going on in this chapter, but I think it was handled very well. But guys, give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Wait, something I gotta point out, right? Somebody has been tracking, like every time I say give me your thoughts, because I initially asked you to give me your thoughts, then I go into like what I want your thoughts on, then before transitioning to the end of the video, I ask for your thoughts again, because obviously I really care about your thoughts. I just wanted to highlight it because every time I see it, it's hilarious. And yes, guys, I do read the comments. I just can't respond to all of them, but I do read your comments, so please be nice, all right? But guys, nope, not gonna say it. Thank you so much. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Guys, like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.